Edward Seago, An East Anglian Idyll. Edward Seago stands in the great tradition of East Anglian landscape painting, of Gainsborough, Constable and Munnings. He was born in Norwich and in 1945, after many adventures, settled back in his beloved East Anglia, buying the Dutch house in Ludham on the Norfolk Broads. Seago became a favourite of the royal family, staying with King George VI and Queen Elizabeth at Sandringham, painting alongside Prince Philip on a tour to Antarctica, and inspiring Prince Charles in his own watercolour practice. Although Seago travelled widely for his art, as far afield as Morocco and Hong Kong, East Anglia remained at the heart of his painting. His work captures the essence of Norfolk and Suffolk: the huge changeable skies, the gently undulating landscape, the shimmering coastal light, the subtle colours. The Thurne runs a mile or so off Seago's home at Ludham, one of the several navigable rivers that crisscross the flatlands of the fens. The channels and lakes of the Broads were formed by medieval peat digging, which supplied fuel to Norwich and other towns. Choosing a low viewpoint, Seago creates a sense of an endless expanse of sparkling blue, with the sky curving down to meet the river, barely obstructed by the reed beds. A stiff wind whips the sails of the yachts, which are haloed by fast-moving clouds. He paints in oil on board with richly impasted highlights, stabbing and dragging with a half-dry brush, imparting a tremendous energy to the scene. Prince Charles has bore witness to Seago's extraordinary facility with watercolour, which inspired his own practice in the medium. Seago was a great favourite with Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother, who would invite him to Sandringham, the royal family's Norfolk estate. This study of ash trees shows his confidence and freedom with the watercolour medium. Seago works with pure, transparent watercolour washes, which allow no room for mistakes. He captures the slender elegance of the trees, pooling deep colours for the shadows and using a nearly dry brush to evoke branches trembling in the breeze. The radiance of light behind the trees is achieved by leaving the textured watercolour paper almost bare, with only a skim of preparatory wash. Seago knew exactly what he wanted to achieve and executed it with brilliant economy. As the Duke of Edinburgh noted after watching Seago paint, he had a knack of capturing a scene with a speed and dexterity that rivalled that of a conjurer. Edward Seago sailed from childhood and in later life owned a yacht, Capricorn, in which he explored the Broads and even took across the Channel. Boats have been built for centuries at Pinmill on the River Orwell below Ipswich. This painting reflects the exquisite tonal control with which Seago harmonises his landscapes. The Button Oyster Inn nestles against the wooded shoreline, its cream and brown structure echoing the subtle tones of the mudflats, boats and cloud. A group of Thames barges, sails furled, dominates the horizon. Seals can often be seen along this stretch of water, popping up their sleek grey heads to stare at the human activity. Richard Green is delighted to present this intimate selection of works by Edward Seago, one of Britain's great 20th century landscapists. Edward Seago, An East Anglian Idyll, is now live on the Richard Green Gallery website.